Thanks for watching Shaw TV. Today we are outside in Fort William, and I have Rick Thompson here with me. He is with Superior Point's harm reduction program that's with the Thunder Bay District Health Unit, and we're here today to let you guys know it springs here pretty much, and with the spring, the snow disappears, and under that snow, sometimes you can find some nasty little guys hiding under there. We're here to talk to you guys about needles and what to do when you find them, when you come across them. For instance, maybe you're in the park, you're in the streets, wherever you are. Rick, is that a bit of a problem in town, or?
Yeah, unfortunately, we do see an increased amount of publicly discarded needles in the springtime. Certainly can happen all year long, but because of the buildup throughout the winter, it's with the snow melt, and we actually had a very quick snow melt this year, so the needles came up quite quick. So we've been quite busy because we do take calls from people. They can get a hold of us, and if they don't get us, they can leave a message, and we'll get over there as quickly as possible and clean the needles up.
Right, that's excellent. And also, you guys at home can do it yourselves if you choose to. And in a few minutes, we're going to show you how to do that nice and safely and correctly. But right next to me here is a needle disposal unit. Now, Rick, tell me about these guys here.
Well, we actually currently have 7 of these around town. Currently, most of them, 5 of them, are in the South Core, mainly because that's where the funding came from initially. It was from the South Core group. That's why they ended up down here.
Are people using these?
Yeah, actually, we've collected over 100,000 since the program actually has been started, which I guess I'm thinking about 5 years ago, somewhere around there with this. Although Superior Points has actually been around for 17 years in Thunder Bay, so we've been around a long time. And this is proving effective. That's why we put the 2 new ones in, and we're hoping even to get more funding at some point in the future and put more around.
Excellent. Now, how do you work these things? If you find one, what do you do?
Well, if you have a needle that needs to be disposed of, it's just simply you put them right down there, and there's a container inside which catches them, and then we empty the containers in conjunction with the City of Thunder Bay. Great,
excellent. Well, how about we go look for some needles and dispose of them correctly?
All right, sounds good.
Sounds good. Cool. So now we just walked over a couple of feet, and we managed to find some dirty needles on the ground, and Stuart is actually picking them up and placing them in the biohazard container. Rick, is this something that you'd normally see with you guys?
Depending on the time of year, yeah, it's easier to find. Like I said, this time of year we're finding a lot more. As the year progresses and we get caught up on these needles from the winter, we do get less and less calls, and probably about 5-6 a week is a busy week for us for these types of calls. So it is regular depending on the time of year you catch us.
So people can just call you up and say if they have a concern that they think they've seen a few needles, and you'll just come out and
yeah. Give us a call anytime. If they have to leave a message, we ask for them to leave as detailed a message as possible. Right. Sometimes it can be hard to find needles if it's a lot of overgrowth in the area or something. So the more details, the better it is for us to be able to find the needles.
Exactly. Now, you guys obviously you have a special claw, you have a container and stuff like that you guys use. Yeah,
it just saves a lot of bending over and reaching into areas. So this makes it a little bit easier for us. But if you don't have one of those at home, you can certainly use a pair of pliers. Or tongs or something like that. And we only recommend that that just sort of limits the amount of touching you have to do with the needle. Now, the chances of catching something is very, very low risk. No known cases from a publicly discarded needle, mainly because HIV dies very rapidly outside the body. Hepatitis C can live longer, but it just seems to be unlikely just to catch it from a needle. But we do recommend always err on the side of caution. So limit the amount of time you have to touch the needle, and using pliers or tongs works very effectively.
Show us here, yeah, and you also have a jar. Like this. So just kind of go through with us what you would do if you came across a needle and you wanted to discard it on your own.
Well, if you do find a needle, like I said, we recommend you bring a container to the needle, a jar, preferably clear. That way you can very easily see what's inside of it. Handle the needle always by the plunger end. You don't want to handle it by the other ends, because the needle might be sticking out there. And use these if you have them. If you don't have them, you can use your hands, but again, handle it from the plunger end. We prefer people to wear a barrier. It could be covered in all sorts of bacteria and stuff, and if you don't have proper hand washing facilities around, this protects you from having to wash your hands later. If you do touch the needle, we recommend you wash your hands. Again, it could be covered in bacteria and whatnot else. Yeah, Once it's in the container, do not throw it in the garbage because you can get in trouble with the garbage for doing that. So you have to call us to come dispose of it later.
And you have the words needle written on there.
Yeah, it makes it just easier so people know what it is. If it's a non-transparent container, then we do recommend writing needle on it. We don't want people rattling around trying to figure what's inside just because they find it. So
right. So this would be something that they drop off to you, or would they take this and put it in one of those?
It's really a matter of preference. They can drop it off themselves in one of those bins, or they can give us a call and we'll pick up the container and do it. So it really is a matter of how comfortable they are with handling the syringes.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Rick. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, but just maybe our hours. They can get hold of us pretty much from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we can come out. And I said if we're not available, just leave a message, and as soon as we get on, we'll get over there and get the needles cleaned up.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Rick, for yourself and Stuart cleaning up the streets, and Lori, who couldn't make it today because she's sick.
Yes, yeah, she would have been here if she could have.
That's right. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. So stay tuned to Shaw TV for more.